So for those of you who were on the call, this is going to be just a little bit of repeat for you, but I think it's some really good information. And I think most of you have gone through some of the private coaching with me before, but just in case you missed it, Kim, I gave everybody homework from Saturday to make sure they had a vision. And I know you've been through this before as in my coaching, where I told you I need to make sure you have a true vision of what you want in your relationship with your twin, because we all have the vision, which is typically to be in union and be in a really heart space and be in love. This vision is our desired reality. But then we're all in a current reality of now, which is often separation, or you're oscillating and you're going through the heartbreak and the pain. And we just want to be in union, but we have the beliefs and the identities and the need to take correct action and the emotions of unworthiness and not good enough and the past events and the trauma, the unwanted circumstances and the negative vision that keeps blocking us or pulling us back out of the vision that we want. And this is what I went over with everybody in the training on Saturday. So just to refresh, I wanted to make sure everyone went home and did their homework and actually had a true vision of the life that they want to be in union with their beloved. Now, I took everybody also through the human journey, which is understanding where you even have those beliefs in the first place. And it's really, when you're born, you're a pure creative spirit and you have it all. You're inside your mother's womb, you're fed, you're carried around. You don't have to do anything but just sit there and be fed with alkalines. You're 100% healthy. And then when you're born, you actually go through a wounding, an individuation process. You develop a wounding because you're not getting something from your masculine or your feminine energies in your life. Like you didn't get love from your mother, or you didn't get validation from your dad. And you become wounded in this individuation because you realize, hey, I'm born now and I do not have it all. And since you no longer have it all, you make up a belief system, which is your structure of, I must do something to get that need filled. So I must be worthy of my mother's, be worthy for my mother's love. I must get attention from my father. You must do something to get that validation. And that forms a belief system, which becomes your identity of trying to resolve the pain from your wounding. You didn't get something in your childhood, so you're going to make up an identity and a belief structure. And because that becomes your chase of life, you actually get orientated, and then you just realize, well, that's just how it is. You think that's how my life is always going to be. And this creates an oscillating pattern. So you're always chasing the wounding. You're always chasing to resolve the pain of your own wounding of what you did not get in your childhood. And so this creates the wounding side, which is what I call the reacting side to life. And when we recode, we actually step into the end result, which is the desire and the vision you want. And the minute we do that, your own limits, your own old belief systems, those old patterns, they're going to hold you back. They're going to try to keep you on the wounding, because that's what's been guiding your life for the last 20, 30, 40 years. This chase, this oscillating pattern is going to fight to stay alive because it doesn't want to die. So when we put you in the end result and those patterns come up, we just recode, and then we move you into the creative vision so that you actually can stay in alignment with the vision of the love that you want. And so when I talk about the recode, you have three aspects of consciousness. You have a superconscious, and you have a unconscious, and you have a self-conscious. Now the superconscious is your intelligence. That's your genius. And that precedes your birth. And it loves to change. And then you have your unconscious, and the unconscious comes in about your age 0. So it comes into your womb, and that's your survivor mind. That's also your feeling brain. And this is the unconscious mind. But age 4 to 6, you develop a self-conscious, which is your ego, and that's your thinking brain. So upon birth, you form your unconscious. Age 4 to 6, you start your self-conscious, your ego, and your thinking brain. These aspects are your memory. These memories are your belief systems and your negative patterns and your unwanted circumstances that have been running your show and your wounding for 20, 30, 40 years. Everybody get that? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, good. So upon this wounding, a lot of people try to go in and they try to recode or rewire their unconscious or their conscious mind, and it doesn't want to change. These minds don't want to die. This memory and the wounding Remember, it's been running your show. It's happy to stay in survivor mode. It is happy to think it's protecting you, but it's also keeping you in the wounded side instead of giving you in the vision you want. So if you're trying to create money, you're not going to get it trying to chase your own wounding. If you're trying to create love and have a loving relationship with your twin, your own identity keeps pulling you back, because remember, it only knows how to resolve the pain from what you did not get from your masculine and feminine energies as you were growing up. So the reason I work in the superconscious field is because that is your intelligence. It precedes your birth. So it goes back, and it's been proven 7 generations of your own family DNA. So your superconscious is what loves to change. So when I tap into your superconscious field and your superconscious aspect, that's what we recode. The reason we recode here, again, because it loves to change. And these two guys want to keep you, they want to keep you in the wounding. The superconscious is just a yes person. It loves to change, it loves to grow, it loves to evolve. And since it precedes your other two, this is the field we work in. Everybody get that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so if you have not done a RECODE experience before, what I do is I go into a desired result. I have you go into the desired result, and then I don't fix you, and I just tap into your superconscious, and we let the things come up that we need to shift, and then we just shift it and remove it. And it's basically like saying, hey, superconscious, I just basically say, hey, superconscious, do you see the vision that you want to create? And superconscious just says, oh yeah, I can see that vision. I can see the emotions. I can see the trauma. I can see all the resistance that comes up that's standing in the way of the money or the success or the healthy body. It's standing in the way of your love, standing in the way of your twin flame relationship. It's keeping you over here in the wounding. So I just say, hey, you see that? Superconscious says, sure, I can see that. So we just said, we don't need it anymore. It was part of your memory. It was some point in time, it was good, but we just don't need it. So we remove it, thank it, remove it, and we keep you over here in the creative, in the alignment of the life that you actually want, because it's all about vibration. If you're vibrating on the wounded side, what are you going to get? If you're constantly chasing to seek validation, you're constantly trying to resolve the pain from what you did not get in your individuation, you're going to continue to get the wounding over and over again. If you're in the creative, you're in alignment, then you stay in alignment and you're going to get the vision. You're going to create the life that you want. Now, when you get triggered and you get pulled out of alignment, you recode and you stay in alignment. If not, if you do not recode or you do not write down what your resistance is, your brain is going to start writing stories, and you're actually going to abandon your own vision and go right back over here, because this has been your comfort zone. Your wounding, your poor choices, your old identities, your old belief systems, your old patterns have been running your show. You have to rewire your brain by staying in a healthy, positive vibration. You cannot get pulled back. If you get pulled back, then you have to start all over. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take you through a RECODE experience. It is not hypnosis, but it is closed eye. It's not meditative, although it does feel very, very relaxing. But I am going to access your superconscious field. You're going to give me just remote permission. And I want you to imagine a football field or a soccer field. And on one end, you're going to have your vision of the life you want with your beloved. Now, if you cannot picture the life you want with your beloved, if you don't know what that is, or you get frustrated because you don't even believe that you can actually have a loving relationship with your twin flame because of all the trauma or the cycles that you've been going through, then manifest and have a vision for the actual love life that you want to create for yourself. So you may just want a healthy, loving relationship without the attachment of it being your twin flame. So whatever that vision is, I want you to vision that as your goal on one side. And on the other end, I want you to envision, where are you now? And that could be single, that could be in separation, that could be oscillating, that could be walking through the dark night of the soul, that could be tower moments, that could be, you know, your twin putting the mirror up and all the woundings are coming up. Wherever you are, that's okay. Because what's going to happen is the minute I push you into this vision, your own beliefs are going to start showing up, and we're actually going to just, like a smooth little feather, I'm going to smooth those holes in, and you're going to, with my commands, and it's just going to fill in the holes in the perfect way, in the perfect order, and you're going to be able to stay in your vision. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a recode experience. So get someplace quiet, get someplace still. And I want everybody to just get into their vision. What is their end result? What's the life that they want to have with their beloved? And I want you just to choose one thing for tonight. Don't choose like a $500,000 house and an amazing relationship and financial abundance and a healthy body. Just choose one thing so that you can really understand how the experience works. What would you love to create with your twin? Would it be confidence, healthy communication? What would you love to create with your twin? So close your eyes, and I want everybody to take a deep breath. When you breathe, I want you to breathe into your nose, down deep into your belly, all the way like a big Buddha belly. Fill it up, and this is going to calm your nerves. This is how I get your body prepared. Don't breathe in your nose and out your mouth, because that is fight or flight mode. And unless a bear is chasing you, I don't want you to breathe that way. So in your nose, down into the belly, 3 big breaths, and then back out your nose. A couple more times. So I want you to say this to yourself. I choose, and state what you want that end result to be. I choose the amazing vision of, and feel into it. How does that vision with your beloved make you feel? Can you envision it? Can you see it? What would it be like to have that desired vision? How good does it feel? What would others say about you if you had that vision? Would you feel pride? What would you say about you? I want you to really wrap your arms around it. Is it a feeling with your twin that calls you home? Does it give you unconditional love, joy? Do you feel honored and supported when you're in this vision? Is it full of abundance? Just really feel deep into it. How good would it be to be in that vision with your twin, really laying there in that beautiful life, whether you're traveling the world, walking the pups around the block, you're happy, everything's fulfilling and joyful, there's no oscillation, there's no fear. Now, compared to the vision of where you are, compared to the vision of the life that you want to create, where are you now? Are you in separation? Are you oscillating? Is it toxic or dysfunctional? Are you stressed out all the time, full of worry and anxiety? Do you feel judgment and conflict of where you are now? You don't even know how to love yourself? Compared to the end result, where are you now? Let's unpack this so that we can let some of the blocks and the resistance come up. Just keep your eyes closed and feel into this. What beliefs are in the way? What do you believe about yourself that's blocking you from being in union with your beloved? What do you believe about others? Is it unattainable? You feel it's just too hard? What are your beliefs? Just let them come up. Do you feel unworthy? Do you feel like your twin hasn't made it a priority? You don't believe it's possible? It's just too much of a challenge? Whatever the resistance is, just let it come up naturally. Do you believe that you have to have the vision in order for you to feel happy? Are you thinking from the wounded side of the human journey, trying to resolve the pain? Or are you trying to be in the creative side and have the vision? You must love yourself first and not abandon you before you can even be in another relationship. So what beliefs are stopping you from loving yourself? What's stopping you from standing in your own power? Do you feel unworthy? Not good enough? What identities are blocking you? Do you have fears, worries, disbelief? Where's your trust around the outcome? Just let things come to the surface. The more resistance that arises, the more the superconscious and I can recode. How are you conflicted about this goal? Are you even committed to your own vision? Parts of you want it and parts of you don't. I would really like this, but I'm afraid it's not going to work. I'm afraid of failing. I'm afraid my twin will never wake up. What resistance do you really feel that's holding you back from your own vision? Do you feel it anywhere in your body? Is there any tightness, a chest tingle, a head tingle, shortness of breath? Is your body responding anywhere? Just keep unpacking and let it all come up. Let the blocks and resistance come into your consciousness. There's nothing you need to do, just acknowledge what comes to light. What thoughts and feelings are blocking you from having your true goal? I want you to picture all the resistance and draw a big red circle around them all your blocks, all the resistance, all the things that keep coming up, the beliefs that's never going to happen, everything that's coming up for you. Draw a big red circle around all those thoughts and feelings and all that energy. Now let's put a number, a rating on the resistance. From 1 to 10, what is your resistance to having this incredible vision? 1 is everything's just flowing nicely, barely any resistance. And 10 is you are swimming upstream and you don't think you'll ever be able to get to this vision. Type in the window for me in the chat box where your resistance is. 1, 0 is everything's flowing so smooth. 1 is this little resistance. 10 is, good God, I'm never going to get there. It's too hard. I just want to cut the cord. I'm ready to move on. Life shouldn't be this hard, and love definitely shouldn't be this hard. Everybody keep your eyes closed. Feel into that resistance. And I want you to give me permission to connect to your superconscious field. Just say, I give Debbie Forth permission to connect to my superconscious, and I choose to get the most out of this experience. Just give me a second and keep your eyes closed, and I'm going to connect to the superconscious. Superconscious, are you there? Superconscious, please bring in all the resistance and all the blocks into the active experience. You guys just need to sit back, relax. You don't have to do anything. We're just going to welcome any thoughts that are blocking you or keeping you stuck. Remember, these blocks are there. They just think they're protecting you. They're just keeping you in survival mode. Everything's all good. You no longer need them. There's a couple of you that superconscious is fighting it. Just relax, breathe into it. Just give me permission. There you go. Thank you, Lizzie. Superconscious, do you see all the emotional blocks? Do you see it? Please treat and do a massive change history on all the emotions that are causing the resistance. Thank you. I want you to focus on the emotions of worry, fear, and doubt. Worry, fear, and doubt keep coming up. Please treat and do a massive change history on everything that's needed in the perfect way, in the perfect order. Superconscious, do you see the original event in this timeline or past timelines? Can you please go there now? Do you see the decision, the trauma, that memory? There you go. Please treat and do a massive change history on the original event that's causing this resistance. Thank you. Superconscious, please treat the body systems related to stress. All body systems like the chakra, the pituitary glands, the kidneys, all aspects of body systems that are causing resistance. Please treat and do a massive change history in the perfect way, in the perfect order. Just stay present in the vibration. You're doing great. You're doing great, Lisa. Superconscious, do you see the beliefs and the patterns that are being passed down from family DNA? The validation, the love, the unworthiness from the woundings. Please treat and do a massive change history in everything that's needed. Thank you. Superconscious, do you see that identity, that part-time personality, the one that's causing conflict, the one that does not want to change? Please bring them all out. Bring the inner child, come on out, the people pleaser, the inner critic, protective controller. Bring out the wounded child, bring them all out. Put them in the active experience. Please do a full superconscious recode on all the aspects, all these part-time personalities, so they can join the main personality and action can occur. Thank you. Just imagine a gold light that's shining down through you. Imagine the light just melting away all the resistance and all the blocks. Just allow the superconscious to neutralize any and all resistance. When trauma and pain are treated, your memory stops sabotaging you and it stops keeping you stuck. You then can create the life you desire. We're going to turn this memory, the one that's been blocking you, we're turning it into wisdom. Superconscious, please treat future events and worries. Thank you. That's right, feel into that one. You have to have a belief that your vision can happen as long as you do not abandon your own self-worth. You have to stay in alignment with your vision, no matter what. Superconscious, do you see that hesitation? Do you see that lack of belief? Please treat and do a massive change history on everything that's needed. Thank you. Just imagine you're gathering all the resistance in front of you, like you're gathering leaves or putting all the toys in a basket. Just gather everything and put it in front of you, like a big pile of trash. These are all old beliefs, old structures. Put all the worries, all the fears, the old relationships, put all the past trauma in there. You're unworthy of not, put all your feelings, your emotional feelings in there that you're not worthy of being loved. You are worthy. Put it all in there. Superconscious, please treat everything in this pile in the perfect way, in the perfect order. Do everything that's needed. Thank you. Just allow all that to be treated. Let it process. Take a few big deep breaths into the nose, down into the belly, and then back out through the nose. It's all melting away. It's evaporating. You no longer need this protection. Just let it go. Okay, let's do a quick check-in. Everybody can open their eyes. Just come back to me just for a second. Does anybody feel goosebumps or feel any shifts? Top of the head tingling. Feel where it lands in your body. You should feel a little lighter. Anybody have tears flowing? If you do, it's okay. It's completely natural. It's normal. You're removing blocks. You're removing resistance. You're removing DNA that could even go back 7 years. And remember, what you're recoding here, it may not even be yours. Because you share the same soul as your twin, you could be recoding your twin's DNA as well. So what you're doing here will actually also do the work for your twin. What transforms in you transforms in your twin. So on that scale of 1 to 10, everybody type in now, where are you now in your resistance? What did you go from? Where's your number now on a scale of 1 to 10? Did you go from 10 to 3, 8 to 0, 5 to 1? Was 10, now 4 to 6. Good job. Okay. It doesn't matter where the resistance drops to. This is just proof that we actually can remove it. We can drop it so that you can actually reach your vision. This is revolutionary transformation. And I'm going to do another round because what we are going to try to do is get you down to 0 or where you actually need to be today. Your field will let us know. Sometimes if you are processing a huge amount of grief or pain, the processing can take just a little bit longer. You could be processing some big time emotional trauma. It's not even yours. It could be passed down from your twin, from other generations. So just go ahead and close your eyes again. Give me permission to connect to your superconscious so you can get the most out of this experience. Go back into your vision, that beautiful vision. What is that vision you want with your twin? Feel into it. How amazing does it feel? You see that resistance? Superconscious, bring up all the resistance and put it in the active experience. Superconscious, do you see those alignment statements? I will do this. I can do this. I am doing this. Do you see those statements and how they relate to a feeling of failure? statements. Please treat and do a massive change history on all those statements, the fear of failure and the unintended consequences. Please do a full superconscious recode and a massive change history. Thank you. Everybody just keep breathing. Doing great. Superconscious, do you see that stubborn part? That part that doesn't even want to be bothered? That doesn't want to do it? There's a part that's in disbelief, yes? There's an identity that doesn't want to die right now. It says it's been running your show. It's been fine. Do you see that fear, that identity that's holding on? It doesn't want to die. Superconscious, please treat that identity. Let it know it doesn't have to die. We're just going to hold it for later. Please treat, do a massive change history and everything that's needed. Thank you. There's a fear that you have of doing the work, of doing whatever it takes. Treat that. You don't have enough belief in yourself. Treat that. Do a massive change history and everything that's needed so that this identity structure is all in. Reinforce this choice with complete determination. Give it masculine focus that you can do this. Please treat the worry of self-burnout. Treat being overwhelmed from the past runner and chaser phase. Treat the anxiety of not understanding the journey. Superconscious, do you see that pain? That pain from the past patterns of the unhealthy behavior from both twins. Please treat that behavior. Do a massive change history in the perfect way, in the perfect order. Thank you. There is a massive amount of self-love. And then there's a massive amount of lack of self-love. There's an oscillation that's holding you back. Superconscious, do you see that fear? Fear of abandonment, fear of the oscillation, the confidence versus the lack of confidence. Please treat that and do a massive change history and everything that's needed. Thank you. There's a major fear of disappointing a family member. And there's a fear of never having it. Superconscious, do you see those fears? Yes. Please treat all the grief, the vows, all the I am sorries. Treat all the memories, including memory 1, 2, and 3, in a full superconscious recode on all the aspects of consciousness and ground them in the matrix. Keep breathing, you're doing great. There's a couple of identities that are being stubborn. They don't want to die. A couple that have disbelief that it could even be in union with your twin. You're struggling with your own vision. You don't even believe in your own vision. Superconscious, do you see that lack of belief in their own vision? Please treat and do a massive change history and everything that's needed in the perfect way and the perfect order. Release that. Thank you. If there's anything else that needs to be treated today, please do it now. Ground all the treatments to the matrix of the universe. Tag all 3 aspects of consciousness. Make them ready for treatment at next time if they're not ready this time. Take a few deep breaths in the nose, down into the belly, and back out the nose. Just come on back whenever you're ready. Take your time. I know it feels enlightening, and a lot of times you'll want to stay there. How's everybody feeling? Feel lighter, like you little resistance gone? Somebody fall asleep on me? The beautiful part about the RECODE is you don't have to walk back through any of the blocks. You don't have to go back through any of the identity of where it came from. You don't have to hold up the mirror and figure out, was it a mommy issue or a daddy issue? You just get to recode and release so that you can stay in creative in what's meant for your good. So type for me in the chat window, where's your number now? How do you feel now? Lighter, lighter, yes, yes, thank you. Excellent. So that's really the beautiful part about the RECODE is being able to get you in the vision. And what I found is working recently with a lot of twins is they really are unsure of their own vision, because we've, as twin flames, we've been going through the oscillation cycle and all the struggles for so long that we don't even believe in our own vision, or we don't have a true choice for that vision. So make sure that you have the vision and you stay in that alignment with that vision. Once you define what that vision is, if you feel any shift or you feel any need to abandon that vision, then you have to ask yourself, am I operating from the wounded side of the human journey? And if you are, what does that mean you're doing? You're chasing your wounding. So if you're constantly chasing your wounding, you're constantly going to have your twin is going to be the mirror to your wounding. If you stay in your desired reality, if you stay in your vision, you stay over here in your vision, no matter what, you do not abandon what your vision is. When this resistance comes up, you can stay in it and not let it pull you back. If you abandon your vision and you don't have the identity of your desired reality, you're going to go back. So the minute you stay in, you create your vision, what's been happening for a lot of the twins have been coaching is their partner shows up, and then you have to ask yourself, is your twin showing up in the vision, in the identity of the partner that you need, that's in your vision? If they're not healthy, healed, and whole to where you want them to be, then you still have to release them. You have to stay in your alignment. If you do not, you're only going to go back to the wounded side, and your twin will stay wounded. They're going to continue to show up and trigger you and tap you on that shoulder until you decide, nope, I want healthy, I want this amazing vision with my beloved. If they show up and their identity is not what you need it to be, you must stay there. If you go back to the wounded side of the human journey, you're only going to get more wounding. You've got to stop chasing the wounding and the struggle. You've got to stop chasing that, what you did not get in your individuation process. Everybody get that? Yes, yes? Okay. So, I know most of you know how to stay connected to me. And I'm excited that we finally got to do a real live RECODE, and you get to see that you can actually RECODE your resistance. Now watch what comes up this week. If you start to feel a shift out of alignment, write down what that shift is. Remember, when you take it from, you put it onto paper, you take it from your mind and you write it down, it tells your mind it's resolved the pain, which means it doesn't make up stories. It's not going to run some tangent. You're not going to be off chasing a wild goose chase and making up stories in your head. Write down anything that shifts you out of your vision. Whatever shifts you, Whatever identity comes up, whatever old false belief system, I'm unworthy, it's never going to happen, whatever comes up, write it down. And then we need to recode for it so that you stay in alignment. Okay? So if you need me, Debbie@debbieforth.com is my email. And I know I've got you all in my email, so I will be sending you out some more fun stuff for this week to keep you all motivated and keep you in alignment where you need to be. The recoding is just a small part of what we do. It just gets the resistance out of the way. Your job is to stay in alignment, stay grounded, stay in your vision. Do not abandon you for anything. The minute you abandon your own self-love, remember, self-mastery equals self-love. You cannot have a relationship with your twin if you abandon your own self-love. Self-love gets you in union. The minute you stop and you abandon so that you can have time with your twin, or you just miss them, or you feel lonely, or you just need something to pull you back over, that's going to be your old identities, your unworthiness, your past patterns. Don't do it. Stay in alignment, and the twin will change with you faster. If you stay in a healthy alignment, your twin will show up healthy. If you stay on the wounded side of the human journey, their job is to show up on the wounded side. It's the law of vibration. What you vibrate is what they're going to come back as. Okay, everybody get that?
Yep.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. All right, well, that's it for today. Love you guys for joining. Hope you enjoyed it. And then I will be sending emails out for the next training.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, guys. See you next time.